The following is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
You got a taste of it, and now you're wanting more, more, more. You know we never quit. I'm coming back for more, more, more. You really blow my mind. You give me everything. I want it one more time, yeah, like that. You give me everything.
Today we hit the ice on road to the Olympic Games at home. Olympic champion Jennifer Jones, along with husband and teammate Brent Laing, get set to tangle with Shannon Birchard and Schneider. Mixed doubles curling in the Maritimes with a national title at stake this weekend. Half a world away in Sahaidak, Japan, American teenager Nathan Chen looks to be resolute as he chases a second consecutive world championship in men's figure skating. He's got a lead. Hello everyone, welcome to the show for Saturday, March 23rd, 2019. I'm Scott Russell in Sahaidak, Japan. We're here for the World Figure Skating Championships. And today on the show, the ice sports dominate. Mixed doubles curling in Fredericton, New Brunswick, and the national championships. Mixed doubles made its Olympic debut in Pyeongchang, and Caitlin Laws and John Morris won gold for Canada. Here on the ice, it's figure skating, a developing battle between Nathan Chen of the United States, the defending world champion, and the favored son, two-time world champion, two-time Olympic champion, Yuzuru Hanyu of Japan. He's in third place right now behind Chen, but he likes a challenge and he knows how to come from behind. We'll have that at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. First, mixed doubles curling from Willie O'Ree Place in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And to call it, Bruce Rainey, Olympic silver medalist Mike Harris, and World Championship silver medalist in the mixed doubles, we welcome to the team Joanne Courtney.
All right, Scott, there's your look at Willie O'Ree Place, named after the great hockey pioneer. Inside set for mixed doubles action this afternoon. 32 teams started the week, 12 remain. All want the Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. And from our spot high above ice level, here's Mike Harris, and here's a young woman already way overqualified to be with us. Want to show you her 2017 as an example. You want to talk about a real champion here in Canada. Joanne Courtney in 2017. There she is playing with Team Rachel Holman. Mike, how about a Scotties win to kick things off?
That's a good start to the season, but was there more, Bruce?
I'm not sure. Let's see. There's the Scotties. So, well, you teased it so nicely. What do you say we go to the Worlds? What was the Worlds like for them?
I think there was gold medal there, too, was there not?
There was, yeah. There can't be more, can there? 2017 also offered a Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. As we take a look at the Worlds, they hoist it. What a team that is. And she says, well, I can play with three Carruthers, too. And this was a final shot against Holman and Morris for a win there. That was 2017. And Joanne, we're so happy to have you here on CBC with us this weekend.
Thanks so much, Bruce. I'm thrilled to be here. To be able to have an opportunity to see the game from another point of view is really exciting. So looking forward to some great curling today.
Well, matchup today is a good one. A veteran team comparatively. Jennifer Jones and Brent Laing against Birchard and Schneider. There are their records. Each team has come in, by the way, having lost 2 straight games, so something has to give there. I want to start, Joanne, with the Jones-Laing team, and in particular, when you get out a calculator and start to add up combined Grand Slam wins, national wins, international wins, well, this is why right here, this sort of expertise.
Yeah, they're certainly well-versed in high-pressure moments. You can see Jen made a fantastic shot to win on Thursday night. She had to make a soft weight run double for the win in the 8th end against Team Saskatchewan. She rises to the occasion time and time again. They have a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge. Strategically, with angles, they know each other very well. I think they're going to be a very tough opponent to beat today.
One thing neither has, Mike, is a Canadian National Mixed Doubles Championship. Will that change this week? We'll find out. First, though, Birchard and Schneider in the way.
That's right, and this is also a very good team. Shannon Birchard, of course, filled in with Jennifer Jones, so familiar opponents to each other. Birchard filled in for Caitlin Laws when Caitlin was off winning a mixed doubles gold medal in Korea. So, and Caitlin Schneider, of course, has played well also this season. He's playing with Dunstone of Saskatchewan. They've won a World Cup event as well. So both these players are familiar with winning big events, so I don't think they're going to crumble under the pressure here today. I'm looking forward. It should be a great matchup.
They will not be intimidated. One of 4 matchups on the ice today. To set up the other 3, here's our colleague Matt Cullen ringside.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Yes, it is the elimination round, so there are important games going on outside of Sheet C, and we'll recap them as well. On Sheet A, Kim and Wayne Tuck, a former mixed doubles Canadian champion, they go against Bobby Sauter and Brier finalist Brendan Botcher. Here's what we're looking at on Sheet B. This is a close matchup to watch. Remember them from last year, Kadriana Sahaidak and Colton Lott. Kadriana, just 19 years old. This is her second year of competitive curling. How life has changed for them. They've been around the world now after making the finals last year. They're playing against a Manitoba duo that they know very well out of Winnipeg. Melissa Gordon and Kyle Kurz came together about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, we want to play mixed doubles. They were able to qualify out of the curling hotspot in Manitoba, and here they are. They have a 5-2 record, but watch out. They have won 4 in a row. The other game we're watching as well, the former Canadian mixed doubles champion, Jocelyn Peterman, Brett Gallant. They're on Sheet D, and they're taking on a team from BC, Katara Park and Cody Tanaka. Lots of fun this afternoon in Fredericton. Let's go back up to the booth now with Bruce.
All right, Matt, great setup there. Here are the rules of play for the Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. 8 ends of play. There are but 24 minutes of thinking time. This game moves really quickly. Pre-positioned rocks per end. Only 5 rocks are thrown each end, 10 total, and no takeouts until the 4th rock played, which means a lot of rocks are going to be in play. The power play, we will see it a bit later on. Normally in the second half of games, we'll explain it then. It's a chance to either be really offensive or, in some cases, defensive. She's gotten the go-ahead. Jennifer Jones kicking things off for her team. Already a rock has been thrown. And these initial stones, Joanne, in mixed doubles curling, as we mentioned, only 5 per team. All of them are really important, aren't they?
Yeah, especially with the setup. If you can get the first couple of stones in a great position, you can set your team up for a good score or potentially for a steal. So we see that Shannon has put one just right on the tee line in the button with her first, so it's a great spot. And Jen just a little bit heavy here. That's an uncharacteristic miss for Jennifer Jones. Typically in mixed doubles, if you can be a little bit on the light side, that's better than being heavy, because now Jones and Laing can't do anything with that rock she just threw.
Typically a lot of softer shots played in this game, right?
Yeah, so you see a lot more of the taps, of freezes, of bumps in the first few shots at the end. As it was mentioned, you're not able to remove any stone from play for the first 4 rocks at the end. So you can still see those big high weight hits, but it does take till later on in the game. So lots and lots of sweeping. There's only 2 players on the ice, so they're working really hard out there.
Catlin Schneider up and sweeping his rock.
That's a good start for Birchard and Schneider. Yeah, that's a mouthful.
Came in the hard, eh?
Yeah.
Off the top, Mike, I mentioned they are not going to be intimidated. That really is your feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been on the circuit for a number of years, and I say Shannon actually curled with Jennifer Jones and played pretty fantastic winning the Scotties, so she knows how to play. And Catlin's been playing mixed doubles for a number of years now,
Really good,
and
nice shot.
just he knows the game really well, and he's a good athlete. He's able to kind of get up and sweep his own rock, and I think there might even be a little sweeping advantage, if you can imagine, on this for Birchard and Schneider.
Really good, Brent.
So great
Nice
shot here by Brent to kick off the end. He's run back that front stone and created a little bit more space around the 4-foot.
That's okay. It's nice
That's
to
also a key shot in this format, is having that run back ability. When you do miss that first one, you only get a couple of chances for the run back, or and the ends over. The ends are over quickly.
Yeah, it's very important to connect on those run backs.
Weights there.
Yep.
Heavy.
Yep.
Weights there. Heavy.
Okay, yeah, you gotta go line.
Weights there.
Okay, well, you're okay.
Probably get to our yellow if we can.
Yep. Hard, line straight. Go. Hard. Hard right to it. Really nice.
Very nice. Might be a triple there.
For this.
Oh, I can nose that almost.
Yeah, I like that.
Like even if I plant it,
If you
just
plant
blow
it, it's
everything
pretty
up.
good too.
So you'll see Brent is about to throw another peel weight shot. He's going to attempt this triple. And Jennifer Jones is going to make her way down the ice. You can see that they've chosen to have Jen help sweep for these peel weights as opposed to holding the broom and watching Brent sprint down the ice to attempt to sweep his own rocks. Every mixed doubles team sets up a little bit of a different situation for how they want to make their shots. Either the thrower chooses to have a broom holder or they choose to have a sweeper. So he'll have to choose a point on the rock to aim at, and then Jen will sweep away.
Yep, 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 yep. 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 Whoa, whoa.
Okay.
I think you knew that was tight right out of the hand.
Do it again.
I saw that yesterday a couple of times, and especially early in games. You mentioned it in our show yesterday, Joe, where the draw path to the button seems to get worn down. Trying to work on your weight in your team practice. So up the middle, there's always seems to be extra pebble and a lot of curl on those hits.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so the priority in that pregame practice is to figure out your draw weight to the middle. We talked about how important it is to be placing those rocks in the right position. So rarely do you see much action up the center line. So usually there's some fresh pebble there, and you often see it in the first or second end, that sometimes those peel weight rocks will curl a little bit more than expected.
This young guy was a two-sport star at the University of Regina, curling and football, played wide receiver, so he can catch up to a rock, no doubt.
Yeah, just tap that one a bit.
Yep, yep, yep. Yep, 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 yep.
I'm not there, I'm not there.
Stay on the high side.
So a bit of a plan B there for Catlin. But again, he's intolerant, so instead of throwing it too heavy and bouncing off the back and creating a pocket, potentially letting Jones and Laing out of the end, he's been a little bit on the light side, so that's still a useful rock. He's blocking a good side of the forefoot. Great communication between the two of them. You have Catlin calling what the weight is and Shannon calling the line and also calling that plan B.
The husband and wife team of Laing and Jones.
Line's good. Good.
Laing, one of the great sweepers really in the history of the game.
Great from under for sure. A career second.
It's really light.
This was an opportunity to get out of some difficulty here.
Trying.
We have noticed some what we call lack of patience, perhaps, is maybe the best way to describe the communication between Brent and Jen so far this week. So we'll keep an eye on that this game. Maybe overly familiar, maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Last year we did one event where you actually compiled the stats of teams that weren't married against teams that were.
Yeah, it wasn't boding well for the married
no,
couples.
They were like 1 in 19 at some event we did. And
it was the Olympic trials. Yeah.
That's right.
They won 3 games. The only 3 games they won were against each other. So yeah, it was. That includes Mike and Don McEwen, who on paper fantastic team, right? So I noticed they're not here this week. You're staying quiet there, Joanne. Smart, very smart, diplomatic.
Working her way into this first end.
That's right.
I don't want to touch this.
Really important. Heavy. This is exactly what you're talking about. Heavy. Light is fine here in this spot. Take away the intern
I don't want to
path.
give him a pocket.
Okay, yep, hard then.
So again, another plan B here. Catlin's deciding to try to just bring this rock right past everything in the house, not wanting to give Jones and Laing any kind of out with her last rock.
And the only good thing about that is they did move the red stone back and now lie 3. But still an opportunity for Jennifer Jones to draw the forefoot.
So we've seen a couple down this path come up late. We've seen that one come up heavy. So a little bit of a guess here with the draw,
so a little bit faster
potentially
than
with the line as well.
Yeah, like really close to what we're used to, maybe a couple feet at the most.
Typically in this sport, the female player throws 1 in 5, and here's an advantage you'd figure this team would have. This woman has thrown so many key final stones in her career. A lot of them of this variety.
Gotta be heavy, Brent.
That's way too hard.
Sorry.
Not their best end.
No, just made the basically the one run back, and that was it. So
How many is the cat? That's in the hack, buddy.
that'll be 3.
Yep.
3 yellow. Perfect start for Schneider and Birchard here. And number 1.
So that steal of 3. And big point ends are typical in mixed doubles. Not the start Jones and Laing were looking for. As we mentioned off the top, a much decorated team. You start adding up Grand Slams and Scotties and Briars and Worlds, you get to a big number pretty quickly. They have some work to do here, though, after giving up a big number in end number 1. It is a rainy, drizzly day in Fredericton, New Brunswick, capital of New Brunswick. 3-0 Birchard and Schneider over Jones and Laing after one end to play. A big steal for the comparatively younger team. Here's how it's breaking down. We are playing this afternoon the elimination round. There are 12 teams left. 4 already have qualified for the quarterfinals. Those were the 4 with the top records after their pool play. You see that the winner of this matchup goes on tonight to face the team of Martin and Griffith.
Line's
Pull
good.
up right now,
Clean.
back 4.
Clean. You don't have to go. Just clean.
KT lines.
Easy. Whoa line, Chad.
So to
Okay,
reset
line's
here,
good.
if you have the hammer, your rock is
Line's
placed
good.
back button. If you don't, you have a high center guard.
Go top button.
And Joanne,
shot,
some
Jan.
work
Have
to
a
do
go.
here for Jones and Laing.
Yeah, so they'll be looking to get on the board here. 3 in the first end isn't that big of a deal in mixed doubles. As long as they score at least 2 points would be great. 3 would be even a bonus. It's a high-scoring discipline because of the nature of the setup, and
Line's
there's
closed.
lots of touch weight shots. So if they can get some good setup rocks
Line's
to start
good.
here, they'll be in a good position.
Wait only.
Great first shot here by Shannon Birchard.
Wait only. You look like you're here. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
It's a better start.
Right off. Good shot, Jen. Let it go.
A nice shot by Jennifer Jones to start off the end. I noticed in watching this team over the years, when they first started the mixed doubles discipline, Brent Laing used to sweep every single rock, and it seems to be that this championship, Jennifer Jones is taking over a little bit of the sweeping role, probably for longevity for Brent, to give him a little bit more fuel in his tank to make it through these long championships. I've spoken with Jennifer in the past. She loves sweeping. She's always skipped, but she does enjoy the physical aspect as well.
T-line. Back 4. Back 4.
We like sweeping, Joe. It's just maybe not as good at it as some of the front enders. That's the challenge, isn't it? I do like this game for, you know, a good athlete who plays front end and like former skip. I look at Jocelyn Peterman, for example, who won a Canadian Junior at skip. Like, seems to be a natural fit for someone who's well versed in sweeping. Challenge maybe for skips to jump in there and do well. We saw that a little bit last year with Brad Gushu. Great shot making, but
Line's good, room.
certainly I know the first
Line's
few
great.
games at the Olympic trials, he was struggling with the sweeping aspect of it.
Yep. Hard line.
We are trainable though. Some skips are
Hard line,
trainable.
Brett.
Not many. But
Keep going. Keep going. Okay, whoa. Okay. Nice shot.
But Mike, on display at the Olympics, the really well-rounded skill sets of Caitlin Laws and John Morris were
course, yeah.
exactly what you're talking about
Yeah.
here, right?
Nice shot.
Nice, I think, eh?
Yeah, sorry.
First one, it didn't bounce.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good spot,
It's a
though.
little bit faster, I feel. I don't know.
They're only shot 1, hey? So I guess
You
like
hear the
if I'm just
communication
delayed,
between
that's
Jennifer
not the
Jones
worst
and Brent
shot.
Laing. They're puzzling out the ice at this point, discussing what the speed is running like on this side of
Yeah,
the
just
sheet.
got 15-3
Really
on
important in
Brent,
mixed
so it's
doubles to
getting a
lean on your
little
partner as
faster
much as
spot,
possible. There's only 2 players on the ice, so they're trying to share all the information to make sure that they can play well and get the most out of every rock.
You have to share it quickly, too, don't you? Because this game just flies by.
Yeah, the pace of play
Felt
is
there to me.
very, very fast. You'll
Felt
see
there, lots of room.
usually each end,
Too much room, Chad.
both players will not be in the house for every
Okay,
single
T-line
rock
right
because
now,
there is
back
only
four.
24
No.
minutes of
Back
thinking
four,
time.
gotta curl.
So for the
Gotta curl
first
a
couple,
mile.
they're kind of shouting down the sheet to each other.
Where are we?
And now you'll
Back
see
four.
Brent Laing and
No.
Jennifer Jones. They're
Curl.
both in the house to talk about angles here because there's only a few rocks remaining in the end already.
I think the action's over here still. Don't you?
Okay. Try to get low.
Yeah, back 4, back 8.
I think
Okay.
Catlin was hoping for that rock to curl up a little bit more.
Probably
Right,
back
Mike?
8, 'cause you
Yeah.
want to probably
I think
try
so,
and
yeah. I
get
would
a
love to
little
got to the
Like here?
nose there. The challenge for
Sure.
Schneider on that one is if he did curl more, the angle raise on the right-hand side is available, and now the inturn's available on the left-hand side. So good positioning here for Jones and Laing to get a couple back here, maybe 3 even.
Amazing how that well-thrown first stone can really set up an end.
Well, and then Jennifer followed it right down and did her job as well. So much different end here.
Often you'll see a setup like this when two good teams are playing against each other. There's a big rock pile on the forefoot, and the angles are so important to keep them in your favor. Eventually, you'll see a higher weight shot
Very
typically.
close.
Yep. Hard.
Got to keep this out. Get by the guard.
Hard.
Laing giving this all he can, but this is diving hard at the guard.
And more importantly, staying as a guard. So not ideal. Just light mostly, I would think.
No, I mean, I'm not heavy, but that was way slower.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it really came down in the middle.
I thought it was good.
Like
Yeah,
you
we could
kind of guard
too.
for your life here.
Run that.
Yeah, Birchard and
I'm just
Schneider
thinking
should be
make one
happy
good
with
run
this
and
setup
all
at this
of ours are
point.
gone.
The only thing
Jones'
is, I
team is only
don't
sitting
think he can get
one.
all 3. I think 4 is always staying. Like if he runs it onto here, I don't think
You don't
there's
think
any
this
way
is
for.
going here?
No,
this
it's
isn't
no,
going-
it's going right onto here.
Right on there? Even so, it's a little scary. then.
Yeah. The only other thing I'm seeing is just blast this right on a 6. You might even clip 8, but just
To
stick
kill
it
these
right
two?
there.
There's not enough room there, I don't think. It's
Yeah.
really tight.
Well, I guess we throw a guard, see what happens. Unless I throw one right in the pocket.
Yeah.
What do you like?
Guard's the call, and the reason
That's
being
kinda
they're
my
going
thinking, like, come
to.
to
You
the
talked
yellow
about
and
running
tap
this
it to
one
even.
back. The top yellow goes and the back yellow goes, and the one on the left side of the button cannot be removed. So it's going to take 2 shots for Laing and Jones to get rid of all 3 yellows. I think if all 3 were vulnerable in one throw, you might see a different call here. So guard's the call.
Yeah. I mean, it's to the middle. Like, it's just whatever you think
Okay.
you...
So
Similar to the
back
last.
4, and where the heck am I going to throw for line?
Just outside
Okay.
edge.
Okay. From here, light. That's okay.
Sound like they're coming in now, Joe? Saying back 4. Or is that an adjusted weight from what they've been throwing?
Feel heavy. Too much room
I
right
don't
now.
know,
I
the
think
side's
right
a
at the end of their
little fuller.
conversation, they were talking about how potentially the best guard could be another rock in the house for them.
Tough work.
Line's pretty good. Got a curl, got a curl, got a curl, got a curl. Hard, Chan. Go, go, go. Keep going. It's really, really close. Hard. Go, 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 go.
Very good. And that yellow stone is really tough to move. It's probably safe for the rest of the end now.
So great sweep here by
Marchand,
Shannon
go, go, go,
Birchard.
keep going.
She was a career
Really-
skip
really
until this
close.
season, picking up with her
Hard.
4-person curling team
Go,
on
go, go,
Carrie
go, go, go,
Einerson's
go.
team. She now plays second. So this is her first year of sweeping full time. She's a very strong brusher, and you can actually see in mixed doubles
No, I think we
how
should try to get
you
it
need
as
to
low
be
as we
quite
can.
fluid. You start
Feel?
sweeping on one side of the rock because in theory you're fighting the
that?
curl
Right?
with your push stroke away from your
You want
body
me to
being the
sweep or you want me to
strongest
hold?
stroke.
No, hold.
But once Schneider wanted Shannon to try to make the rock curl some more, she swings over to the other side and starts sweeping with the curl.
You catch the call here, Mike, on this one?
They're throwing some weight up the middle here. I think right on the nose, or just clip the yellow on the center line first. Should be able to get 3 of those yellows moving, I think.
Yep. Yes. Really hard.
With the weight, Laing, contact, and 1 yellow out the back.
Yeah, didn't hit it thin enough. Wanted to get a little more action on that red yellow on the left side there.
Pretty good though. No matter where he goes, I should have a free shot at a run.
Yeah. Yes. Really hard.
Okay, pretty good.
Yeah.
The most.
Okay.
So right now that
Just a
red
kinda
on the
tough
top
card.
of the 4, if you hit that on the nose, would be score just on the center line side of
Center
that.
line, yeah.
I
Get
don't
a
see anything
score of
else.
3
And then, yeah.
for Jones.
Unless you draw right in that pocket. I don't think that's any good.
I like the guard.
Okay. So you gotta throw the out, hey?
Yep.
So this time they are calling the guard. Want to protect that red-yellow combination on the left.
Mine went pretty hard.
Where did you? Yeah.
I threw mine out just outside the edge, but I had back 4 weight and it still got to center line.
Okay.
Heard
So what do you
Jennifer
think
say,
for
no
you,
matter where
Mike?
they throw this, I'm gonna have a run back. So this rock will be
Yeah, you can show
run
me
in by
outside, right?
Jennifer Jones. Same
So-
shot for 3. Excuse me, for 2
Inside edge what,
as
sorry?
opposed to 3.
Just inside
It's a run
the
back.
12.
Okay.
The edge of 12. There's not room.
How's line?
Line's good. Out there right now. It's gonna curl.
That is
Okay.
way out there.
It's coming in now.
There it goes.
It's
Pretty tight.
Hey, line's great. You can finish it. Line's
Massive
really good.
amount of curl.
It's good. It's getting there.
Good shot, Chad. Let it go. Really nice throw.
Ice has been fantastic this week. I've heard nothing but good things from the players. Lots of curl. You can hear Shannon was aiming at the edge of the 12-foot, so you're looking at lots of late finish, and it's great for a finesse game like mixed doubles. You need to see that curl to be able to play the softer weight taps and freezes and draws.
But I think you can get through that hole.
Yeah.
Just nose tap it.
Okay.
So Jones and Laing feel that there is a hole in between these two yellow
That
rocks.
hole doesn't look that good from here.
I would agree.
Why don't we go look at this and see if we can run ours?
Okay. What about just throwing hack on theirs?
Which one?
Like on the guard they just threw.
Yeah, sure.
Knows it. Like even if I come off the yellow, I may get lucky.
Sure, I mean, even if you hit it here, it's probably fine.
This might be for 3 though.
Maybe. If you dead nut it, maybe. It's for 2 for sure.
Yeah, I like this.
I think that back one goes. Could go bad as well. Hit that
Get it
straight
onto that
back.
red, hit 2.
Yeah. 3/4 is
I
close,
think there's a way to
eh?
spin
Yeah.
that red one out of the 4-foot now,
Yeah,
where there
3/4,
wasn't
even
before.
7/8, because if it just misses the yellow, you're still good. So 3/4 is perfect, I think.
Edge of the rock, you think go curling inch?
I don't think I think that's too much ice. A
Okay.
little bit, don't you?
Okay, yeah.
So after looking at that pretty small port, they decide red onto red. Doesn't like it.
No.
Wide. So just one.
And a suspect start here for the team of Jones and Laing. Got to warm up quickly. After 2 ends of play, Birchard Schneider, a 3-1 lead over Jones and Laing. We continue from the Willie O'Ree Center in Fredericton, New Brunswick, the 2019 Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship. The road to the quarterfinal continues. Winners of each of these games will play in quarterfinals tonight. You can see those on CBC. They will be streamed. More on that later. First, though, a recap here. 3-1 Birchard and Schneider over Jones and Laing. A steal of 3 in the first end, followed by a score of 1 for Jones and Laing in 2.
Line's good. Yep, yep. It's over curling. It's over curling.
It's pretty close, no?
Okay. Shot.
Now, Joanne, as Shannon Birchard throws here, she has a release that is fairly unique in the game, and we'll take a look here and then get you to talk us through it.
Yeah, so you notice as Shannon comes out of the hack, she actually has the rock handle in a neutral position at the 12 o'clock spot. So typically on an out turn, you'll see a curler with the rock at a 2 o'clock. That's a right-handed out turn. The right-handed in turn, the handle will be pointing at the 10 o'clock position. And she comes out with a neutral handle. This is something she learned from Lino Diorio. He's the founder of Balance Plus. She was at a curling camp in Winnipeg when she was about 12 or 13 years old. He was teaching this technique at the time to some European teams. The theory there is that you take the elbow out of the equation by starting the rock in the same position every time from the hack. So the turn comes only from the wrist and just before the hog line.
Room.
Speed looks good.
Line's
Watch for that
great.
again when she throws the final stone at this end.
Top button, Brent. Line's great. Get it here. Hard.
We're close. We're close.
It needs to finish a bit. Yep. Nice shot.
That's a great shot by Brent Laing. He had the opportunity there with Shannon sliding a little bit deep. And it's a fantastic position for his rock.
I was
Where
thinking
do
the
you like
run.
to run?
The hair high.
Yeah.
You want to come sweep?
Okay.
Where is the rock he just threw? Where's the rock he just threw?
Just like right there.
So I can run it and hit it thin enough across the face, kind of thing? I think just a sliver high on the red, right?
Catlin recognizing that they're in some trouble here, so he's going to play the run back.
Oh, with this
Already up by 2 with the hammer. They want to make sure that they score here.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
He knew that was a bit wide out of his hand.
Sorry, Jen.
Yeah, it needed to move. It's hard to. And you
Guard
speak to
this
this a
one.
little bit more, Joe. But these run backs now that are played with such accuracy, you just can't throw these wide. I think a little narrow, you get the feeling you can just back it out a little bit if you need to. But you know, it's kind of the big mistakes now, just to not get your sweepers involved in those run backs.
And particularly, Catlin can throw the rock so hard, you're rarely going to see any kind of curl on his rocks.
Bit of room,
So
but line's
you're better off
decent.
hoping
Split
that a
center.
few licks of sweeping will actually straighten the rock out or back it up a little bit to a wider line
Gonna need
versus
to
praying for it
finish.
to curl.
Sure you're tight for line.
What?
Gotta go. Hard.
Need to get this to the center line.
Hard. Gotta go. Keep going. Get it to center. Go. Good.
Not quite.
Nice shot.
Kind of have to
I
sort
thought
of
you
same
said we're
thing,
tight
no?
for line.
Make
Yeah,
sure
just
you're tight for
straight
line.
back.
Oh.
Like tight. That's pretty good. I want to make sure you guarded that side.
Throwing the out or the in? Out or in?
Out, I think.
Looks like Catlin's going to be trying another run back
Jen threw
here.
it and it didn't do much, so
Yeah.
I could pretty much throw it right to center rock, I think.
Yeah, this is where Brent threw that hit too. It come up a
A
little
little bit.
in one.
Oh, close. Whoa. No, come on.
Didn't curl really at all, did it?
It looked like a decent throw. Just needed to move that half an inch. It's not curling there anymore. That's that little difference where the pebble was fresh in the first end, and now there's been a few rocks down there. It won't take the curl. Maybe time to change gears here for Birchard and Schneider.
If this guard is placed well, I'm not sure if they'll have an option to change gears though, Mike. They potentially have an intern
Turn
freeze.
tap or
Line's
freeze.
good.
yeah.
Freeze.
A little tighter.
Okay. Line's a bit tighter here.
Yeah. Should be okay.
Oh, line's good. You can clean it.
Looks like it needs to curl.
Yeah, a little bit. Depending
Still
on where
really
you
sliding
stop. Looks a bit heavier.
though. Still really sliding.
Yeah, it needs to sit. Your line's good. You're good for line.
That's
You're good.
better. Better guard.
Good.
Well done.
We got a couple options here. I mean, this is one of them.
Yeah.
But the only other thing is, well, who would be shot? Yeah, there's the two, right?
Are they 1-2?
Yeah. Or I throw this in one more time and just try to open it up for you so you have a shot for at least a point.
Yeah, I don't mind trying this because they might just guard again, right? And then I still have this draw at least.
Yeah. If I miss a draw, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay. Throw the end, good.
Good call there, Joanne. There's options are limited.
It's the sliver high again, hey?
Yeah, you can see
So I
that
think we wanna
Caitlin's
hit it
concerned. He wants to make
across
sure
the
that
face
Shannon
and
has a shot on her
slash
last.
onto the
If this is the exact same scenario for Shannon's last rock, she will have the button available, a shot she's very familiar with from her first rock of every end. If he were to play the draw and miss, come up late, she may not have much to look at all.
Close. No. Close. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
3 high-speed shots from Schneider this end.
Spin.
Well, much better than it was. That was mission number 1.
You want me to sweep or hold?
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Yep, yep, yep.
Good result.
Still not totally out of trouble yet here. If Jones and Laing can put one top button, Shannon's going to have a tough one on her last.
Thick, but make it.
This ideally she would guard an inch of that stone on the left and get about 3 or 4 inches buried.
Like this ice.
Colleen Jones is in the building somewhere. It's a Christmas tree. I think there's the Colleen call here.
Okay, line looks like it might be a little tight. How's your weight? Have a look, Jen. Have a look. Still on the line.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, you came out, so I thought. Line's good. Get it there. Room. You can freeze. Line's good. No, it's not. No.
Needs to get to nose here.
No.
Good.
It's pretty good, actually.
Great shot. So you can see the difference in skill sets there. Jennifer saw Brent running out to help sweep, and she assumed that her line was tight, so she started sweeping, when really I think Brent was just coming out to help with the judging and make sure that rock ended up in the right place.
But I think you're going to make this, so. I'll come sweep, Shan. What are you thinking for ice?
This one needs to be up.
Yeah.
So a great vote of confidence from Caitlin Schneider there, saying, I think you're going to make this, Shan. So they're looking for a good chunk of the button here against 2. So
You can
great
throw
pressure
you out
put
too
on
if
by
you
Jennifer
want.
Jones and Brent Lang.
No, I like the in.
Okay,
From this path.
you bet. You got it. Yeah, you were
A little
back
heavy
8
the last time, but
Looking for about a 90 split here.
So looking at 2 here, final stone, third end. Shannon Birchard with that release
And Laing.
Joanne talked about.
sounded detect at the end. Line's really good. Line's great. Got a curl.
Schneider thought it was
Line's
light
good. No,
out of the
line's really
hand.
good. Yep.
The fact he's off and on
Hard,
is a
right
good
on the
sign.
tee. Line's great. Yep.
Oh, it's there. It's there.
Okay, you're good. Yep. Line's great. Line's great.
That is well judged, well thrown.
Clutch shot from Shannon Birchard, 24-year-old from the Thistle Curling Club in Winnipeg. Her partner, Caitlin Schneider. They are off to a great start here in this mixed doubles elimination game. 5-2 on the week, coming off 2 straight losses yesterday, but they clearly have righted the ship. Birchard Schneider, the 4-1 lead after 3 ends of play. The 2019 Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championships continue from Fredericton. Our featured matchup today is on Sheet C. An update now from Matt Cullen from Sheet B.
Thank you, Bruce. Yes, a good start here for Team Manitoba. Melissa Gordon and Kyle Kurz out of the Assiniboine Memorial Curling Club in Winnipeg. Picked up a steal of 2 in the first, a steal of 1 in the second. And here is the hammer from Kadriana Sahaidak, already lying 1. Pressure on, a chance for 2, but she is wide on her draw. So the finalists from last year, Sahaidak and Lott, picking up just the single, down 3-1 the 4th end, getting started right now. Bruce?
Matt, on Sheet C, Jones and Laing trail by 3. 4-1 the score after 3 ends of play.
Only if you're
With
light.
the hammer
Sweep
now,
for top
hoping for
4.
a
Close.
good
No,
large
you're way
score
out
to
of
head
your
into the 4th end break on a positive
Top
note.
4.
It's there.
No further than this. No further than this.
I certainly want to close the gap.
Good, good. Shot, Jen.
You want to try to get low and tapping, or do you
No, I
want
thought
to
you
just
threw
come
that really
here?
good. That didn't curl.
Yeah, both are good, whatever you like. It's like I only have 2/3 of that one.
Okay, just get to the inside there.
Caitlin Schneider
A
from
little
a
heavier over here.
big curling
not bad.
family. Sister Laing competed for Saskatchewan at the 2017 Scotties. Father Jamie Mike played with his 3 uncles in the 1990 Brier. So
Line's good.
a
Weight's
lot of
close.
curling
Go a
in his
bit to line
genes.
if you can.
Well-known Schneider family in Saskatchewan.
Hard line. Hard line. Hard, you gotta go.
Freeze that red.
Yeah, we're gonna almost get to nose though.
It's okay. Good.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
We've got good line and we can tap it a little bit. That's great.
Just a little bit of an over curl there on Catlin's first, so Brent's going to try to come down and freeze right on the face of this yellow rock.
Broom. Line's great. Yep. Yep. Hard.
This is going sideways as well. That's on the top.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
You think I was wide?
I'm wondering if we guard.
No, it was a good throw.
They have absolutely nothing right now.
Yeah, this
It
side's.
was a good throw. I shouldn't have said what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, even high's good.
Don't they have the red yellow on the top of the forfeit? I don't have absolutely nothing, but they would leave a tap on the yellow as well. But
Other time, Sharon.
You see all of the games in play. Updated scores. Winners of each of these games will play in quarterfinals taking place later
All right,
tonight.
that makes me feel comfortable. All right, so can I go to edge?
Yeah, it really came in for me.
Here, Catlin asking Shannon how their time is doing, and she says, oh, they've been worse. So they're comfortable with their time clock. An interesting thing at our Canadian Championships,
line's
we
good.
play with 24 minutes
it
of
out there a
thinking
bit.
time.
out there a
Internationally,
bit.
whatever team goes on to Worlds,
Hard.
they'll only have 22
Where are
minutes
we?
of thinking time.
Two.
That is the
Okay, over-
rule for the
the line's good.
Olympics
Easy,
and the World
easy. Not
Championships.
really
So
right now.
we're lucky
Hold.
here in Canada. They
Line
give us
should
a
be
little bit
okay.
of extra
Where are we?
time. We're still learning the game,
Okay, let's
and
stop.
Jeff Stoughton, the lead for Curling Canada and mixed doubles, wants to make sure that
Good.
we're used to the time clocks, we're keeping the pace of play moving, but there's still enough time on the clock to try to wrap our heads around the strategy.
The yellow's never going out.
You say comparatively new to the game. No Canadian. You're the closest a Canadian team's ever come to winning
Ever
a world
throw normal
championship.
at it to
Really
try to
close,
maybe
I should
save
say.
this
Yes, we were very close to win. Unfortunately, we had a 3-point lead in the last end and couldn't quite close it out.
The
so
only other thing I see
we were
is
close,
this.
but not quite.
If you
The
pick that,
world
it
is
goes through the hole.
they're fantastic
Okay, whichever
competitors.
goes you
The
want.
mixed doubles discipline has been around for a long time, over
Either
a
the
decade.
double run or that, whichever
but we
you prefer.
haven't adopted it too much until the last quadrennial once it got announced that would be an Olympic sport. So we've come a long way. We were extremely pleased with Caitlin and John winning that Olympic gold medal, and I think that we'll see lots of podium finishes from our mixed doubles representatives
What do
in
I
the
need?
future.
Like 2/3?
Yep.
Mike, do you predict that more of the so-called curling superstars will start playing mixed doubles with the Olympic inclusion?
Oh, from other countries, you mean? Yes. Well, we're seeing it already. I think whoever represents Canada is going to be, I don't know, surprised or pleased or happy to see that Anna Hasselborg is going to be playing with Oscar Eriksson off of Nicholas Edin's team at the World Championship this year. So quite a new thing for Sweden for sure. But there's some. Now those guards are gone, Joanne. There's some
I like it.
interesting situation here, interesting opportunity for Laing and Jones, maybe.
It was a great double peel by Brent, spilling some rocks in the house.
I don't mind eliminating. We're up 3.
You bet. Okay,
know?
I'm with you.
You throwing the out?
I feel like this is gonna curl, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
would think so.
maybe it's probably safer to throw the in. I'm just not quite certain what it's gonna do.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I agree. I like the out.
Out
Like you,
in.
like you said, you inside,
Okay.
hit inside. That's okay. Okay, normal.
Close. Close. Yep, yep. Hard, Jen. Hard. Touch it.
Nice shot.
A really good result there.
Great shot.
I think so.
Either is a catcher, yeah. Do you want me to sweep?
Staggered the front.
Half rock.
Might drag too much.
Hard, Jen. Hard. Touch it.
Nice shot.
I think so.
It's worse. I'm thinking you might want to just hit and roll like nose. Like 7,
Yeah.
8.
I think you hit this one then. I think we need a little bit of drag.
Okay.
So going to try to hit this one on the just on the outside here. That
You
should
like
drag
bird?
this one back the
Huh?
same direction. Maybe able
Well,
to
I'm
get rid
gonna
of
feel, yeah.
Yeah.
a couple of
3/4.
yellows.
Sure.
Maybe even all 3. And their shooter has a catcher over there on the wings. Question is, will it drag enough to make contact with that yellow at the back? If it doesn't, both reds could disappear. Brent seemed to think it would, though.
Yep.
The extension at the end. Extra power. Or will it drag?
Not enough. Leaves yellow lying second and third.
Eliminate that one.
The chance to hit the lie 3
What are you
and
thinking, you're
no shot
in,
for
Jen, or
multiple
out?
points here.
I don't mind throwing me out, actually.
I did that a little
Okay.
thinner,
Just off the
maybe.
line.
Well, the only
Get
you
more
can't
action
do
on
is
that back yellow.
this. Okay. Well, I guess this is buried, so it's fine. What are you thinking? I'll come sweep, but we'll kind of wait.
I'm thinking, like, just throw normal right there. Yours came
Like
up, hey?
firm normal.
Yeah.
Mine curled.
Yep.
I don't even think I need to stay here, Joanne. Do you?
Hey,
Is
you
there-
can over
do
curl
you
on
think
this side.
Jones would take a
Yeah,
chance
agree.
at hitting and rolling off her own red to get 2 in there, or would they just draw for their 1? That would be the bet.
I think at this point in the game, they'll prefer to just draw for their 1. We're only at the halfway mark, and there's a couple more hammers to go where they can try for multiple points.
Right.
Whoa.
Hit
And
it
the power
thin
play.
then.
Whoa. Clean,
Hit it
clean,
thin.
clean. We're fine. Clean.
No danger of that hitting that side one. I think for a second, Catlin was worried he might double his own yellow out, but all good.
Probably.
Part of the reality of the time crunch in mixed doubles.
So, Mike, she's looking at that red.
There's a whole bunch
She
of ways
is.
to make
Yep.
it.
Okay.
That's a catcher, a straight hit and roll. Like, I think the weight's probably control.
I just, if
Here?
you hit a little thicker, you take
You
that
take
over.
that one?
The only issue is the ice is a complete guess, eh?
Yeah. I like it.
Okay. Do you want me to hold or sweep? Sweep, eh?
So the call,
you
you
just
hit
leave.
your own on
Yeah.
this side, roll your shooter in for 1. This red gets driven in here and then spins in this way for 2. You heard Brent say there's plenty of ways to make this shot. Hit a little too thin, your shooter could roll it to
you
the
like
stone
my
at the
ice,
back
or-
of the
Yeah.
8-foot.
Control.
Control, you need, what do you think you got to hit here?
Half.
That's what I saw.
Once you're able to make the hit and roll in, your chances
Yeah, I
of
think
getting
that's
2 are
fine for a
pretty
little
good.
bit.
Here's the last stone, 4th end.
Yep. Hard.
You sense it could be a big momentum shifter. If Jennifer Jones can make this for 2. Laing trying to hold the line.
Gonna nose it.
Sit.
That works. Won the hard way.
All right, so hoping for the 2, get the 1. Tell she was hoping for that extra stone there. 4-2. Birchard and Schneider with the lead as we head to the 4th end break.
Welcome back to Fredericton Willie O'Ree Place after the 4th end, a 4-2 score for Shannon Birchard and Catlin Schneider. Midway through, Shannon, let's start with you. It's been a great week for you. Relatively new team. How's it worked so far?
It's been great. We had a bit of a slow start to start off the week, but I think we've been building every game. This game's going well so far. We got a little fortunate the first end to get that lead, but it's been a tight battle ever since. So we just have to keep putting pressure on them.
And Catlin, you can sense the mutual respect between these two teams. What will it take to close out this game?
Yeah, I think we keep putting pressure on them. It's easy once you get a lead to just kind of play a little safer, but sometimes it's better to just keep putting the pressure on. So we're going to continue to do that and see what we can get out of it.
Best of luck going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Shannon Birchard, Catlin Schneider, a 2-point lead at the fourth end break. We have lots more curling coming up from Willie O'Ree Place.
All right, we continue from Willie O'Ree Place in Fredericton, New Brunswick, the 2019 Canadian Mixed Doubles Curling Championship after 4 ends of play. Birchard and Schneider a 4-2 lead over Jones and Laing.
Brent.
Jennifer Jones ready to throw the first stone of the fifth end. Joanne, your thoughts on what Catlin Schneider said to Matt Cullen during the break about don't going into a defensive shell and stay offensive and let that kind of be your defense.
Yeah, you're tight.
Yeah, so in mixed doubles, it's really tough to flip the switch to defense like you would see in traditional 4-person curling. You can't play any takeouts for the first couple of stones, and everything is so congested around the middle that usually the best defense is actually a good offense. So they're going to continue to try to put points on the board and always ensuring that they want to score. Jones and Laing will be going hard for a steal here. So they, like you said, he wants to keep pushing and to stay offensive and try to close out this game.
Anything but heavy. Clean. Where are we?
It's really close.
Clean, yep.
Top floor right now.
Hard line. Hard line. Where are we? Keep going
Top
line.
floor.
Gotta go line.
Top floor.
Hard, 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 hard. Keep going. Hard, 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 hard. Okay, good. Good shot.
Corner freeze, very nice.
It's a nice start to the end for both teams. If Jennifer Jones had put her first rock welded on that back yellow, and then Shannon were to make the freeze subsequently, there would be no opportunity for a steal. So they may have been purposely trying to come up a little bit light with that first stone. They're not quite in a must-steal situation at this point, but the steal would be great for them on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Keep in mind that neither team has used its power play yet. Generally, you see that generally in the second half of the game.
Hard, you got a good one. Hard, got a good one. Got a good one. Go, 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 go.
Can't let the ice sit for 12 minutes.
No, I know.
That was extra for sure.
Yeah, it's way heavier because it's that.
I can. I'm wondering if we just straight peel the guard.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Scoreboard dictating this call. Keep their shots easy.
Here, last, Shan. Less.
Force Jones and Laing into a tough one.
Numbers across the board better, as you might expect for Birchard and Schneider.
The majority of that coming in the first end. You know, Team Jones and Laing didn't make, I think he made one shot in that first end.
Here, I got it, Jen. That's okay.
I got that former skipper. Give me that rock, Jesus.
Jennifer Jones and Shannon Birchard know each other quite well. They won the Scotties last year when Shannon had to step in for Caitlin Laws when Caitlin went to the Olympics. And it's truly remarkable what Shannon was able to do at her very first Scotties, joining in a veteran skip like Team Jones and being able to perform. It was fantastic to watch. I remember my first Scotties game, and those nerves, they creep in, and it's a huge challenge to go out there and perform. So a lot of credit to Shannon for what she was able to do.
Make this top double.
You're going to see the yellow-red combo here. Get rid of two reds, have yellow, three in the rings.
Okay, so a little thicker if anything.
Or if we nose, do we get that? Does it drag enough to get the red?
It's tough. You might just clip it, but I don't think you're killing it.
Okay, well, I don't mind the other shot then for now.
Yeah, same. Sweep?
Yeah, please.
So just hit that on the right side. About half a rock. We'll get rid of the top two reds. Both yellow should stay in the rings. And all kinds of pressure on Jones and Laing. Shannon's almost taken a tumble a couple of times back there.
If I hit half, do I spin up across the top of that red or no?
I think you need a little thinner than half.
Yep.
That's much tighter than it needs to be.
Hard! Clean.
Great job there by
Watch a yellow.
Shannon.
Sit.
Really well swept.
Really good.
It's a lonely red. What do you like now?
Hard!
I don't know, Mike, do you think they bail here?
Watch a yellow.
Play this side
Sit.
Make a,
double on the yellows, or does that jam on their reds?
maybe not don't have much choice. And again, another mixed doubles rule. A blank is change of hammer here. So if Brent can make at least two of these yellows disappear.
Really hard.
Well, that was not the plan. Just and it didn't get out there.
Just a terrible throw.
That's your last one, eh?
That was a big rock,
Double.
big miss.
You just can't do this.
Yeah, they can hit this and roll here. We're always having that double. What do you think? I could just hit it.
I think that leaves them a triple, doesn't it? Not?
Okay, well, if I can get there, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I think they're looking at the freeze.
As they mentioned in their interview at the break, there's a lot of respect for their opponents here.
I'm just trying to figure out how, like, what's.
Right in
What
there
I don't
somewhere.
want to do is probably push our yellow, right?
No, you want to stay on the red. Like, you could be on the nose of it.
Yeah. I can even be outside of it, can I?
Yeah.
Okay, we want a straight freeze, right?
Yeah.
Edge of 12?
Yeah, even.
It's got to be close, eh?
Yeah.
So he's picked his spot, knows exactly where he'd like the rock to stop.
Okay, I think you're a little up right now. Back 8.
Line's good.
Back 12.
Clean. Yep.
Line only.
Whoa. Clean.
Back 12.
Clean.
Back
Whoa.
line.
Whoa, close.
Back line.
Line's good.
Back line.
Over curling, if anything. Sit. Sit.
It's a pretty good shot, I think.
Even if you
Might be a triple there.
So if you hit this one first, you're gonna kill that. Tick bang. Have a look. What is it?
I think it's a quarter.
It's not sure all three go.
And regardless, Shannon will have a relatively open shot to at least score her one. So they'll be happy with that.
So get rid of the top two and hopefully stay for shot stone, I think is the call.
Quarter with peel, hey?
Yeah.
Dead straight.
I think so, Jen. Whatever you've been seeing this game, that's what you'll see.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Trying to remove 2 yellow, maybe 3.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Fantastic shot. Wow.
Hard. Hard.
Made it for fun.
Hard.
There you go.
Sit.
Spins it out. Normally you'd be upset with that rock rolling out, but as I said, without
So you gave me the minimum you could.
Birchard and Schneider being able to peel out and keep the hammer, they get the force. And
So a little more than that.
in fact, they're going to throw the draw.
Okay, well, yeah, similar to my first rock here.
Yeah. Good. What do you think?
Added a hair. Should be really close. Line's good. It's out there. Line's really nice. 4 foot.
Grind.
Needs to whoa, I think.
Good shot, Chad.
Very nice.
All right, so 1 yellow is the score. Jennifer Jones with a big triple to keep her team in this game. 5-2, though, is the score after 5. All right, the World Figure Skating Championship follows our broadcast of curling today. 3 o'clock Eastern Time, the men's free program. Things are tight in Japan. Should be a spectacular finish. We'll take you there immediately following curling here at the Willie O'Ree Place in Fredericton, New Brunswick. So the Stones, Joanne, have moved to the wings. That means we have a
Power play.
Yes.
So each team gets 1 power play per game. You usually see the teams use them in the second half of the game. So the team with hammer has a rock above the tee line buried, and the team without the hammer, the guard is in front. So right now we're going to see Shannon attempt the tick. She cannot remove the stone from play.
Whoa! 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 No!
We have seen over the past year many ways teams try to defend against the power play. This tick shot is one.
Yeah, teams with a lead will generally try to move that corner guard, open up the stone that was in the rings and buried.
You like that?
Yeah.
I think even chip it into the rings is ideal. So Shannon was a little lighter than she was hoping there.
A little bit tight. This one might curl. This is gonna curl.
So again, just throwing this in the rings, and
Mine's good. Their weight's good.
Okay.
Schneider and Birchard still cannot play a takeout of any kind if this stops in the house.
It's always a bit of a challenge for the players when the power play comes up, because no one's seen anything to the wing at this point until this point in the game.
Tight. Just kind of curled right away.
So they would have seen power plays throughout the week. They played 7 round robin
Might as
games.
well, because he's running that guard.
So Jennifer Jones had a great idea of what weight she needed to throw there.
Put him on a group bars, then he
Yeah.
curls us in there and everything. That should be
So what I threw you last time is gonna be a little too much.
Yeah.
But I can take only like 3-4 feet off.
Yeah.
And where am I aiming?
I would say just side edge of 4. I think it'll cross. It's pretty hard.
Looks like Catlin's just elected to come around the guard that Shannon moved over. Try to sit shot rock.
Line's good. Yep.
Speed's close.
Line's good.
Want to go a bit.
Go ahead. Line's really good. Line's really good. Hard, Shan. Hard. Where are we?
Getting good.
What?
Tough 4.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, oh, whoa. Just shot. Yeah. A little bit. Good. Good sweep.
Nice communication. They,
Very well managed stone. That can be the challenge in mixed doubles, because typically in 4-person curling you have a partner to bounce off what you think the weight is like, and in mixed doubles you're all by yourself, so it's up to you to manage that rock and make sure you put it in the right
He
spot.
held it for sure.
Even if you just tap this to here and we roll to here,
Great
it's
placement
not
by
that bad.
Catlin.
If I get through this hole and my shooter ends up in the rings, it's good.
Okay. Here with back line.
Edge of the rings.
He's going to try to play the same type of shot that Shannon Birchard played on her first. So all of their guesses are based on that throw of Shannon's.
This is a high degree of difficulty on this shot. That rock is almost completely buried. I bet he can see maybe a couple of inches of it. He wants to make sure he makes contact with that rock.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, weight's close.
Whoa. No. It's on this wide guard.
We're heavy.
No.
We're heavy.
Okay, yeah. No.
Should have perfect the drill ours. Oh, that would have hit it. Short shot.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
all right, so as that settles, back to Matt Cullen ringside for an update from Sheet B.
Thank you, Bruce. Yes, we mentioned earlier that it was the team Melissa Gordon, Kyle Kurz out of the Assiniboine Memorial Curling Club doing the stealing early on, but the tables have changed. Here's the score, 3-2. Melissa Gordon with her last stone, hoping to score. And it came down to be very close. They did measure on this, and it was Sahaidak and Lott just getting the stone. So it's another steal of one for this team. The final last year, a 3-3 score. That now in the 6th. We do have a quick update on Sheet D as well. We have our first team booking their spot into the quarterfinal. 2016 champions Jocelyn Peterman, Brett Gallant beating Team BC 12-3. Bruce?
All right, Matt, thank you. As we mentioned earlier, there are 4 teams that already have a spot in those quarterfinals, the teams with the best records in each pool. Winners on each of the sheets today. We'll move on to quarterfinals tonight.
And 2 great shots back-to-back there from Catlin. The come around and then the run back.
Yeah, do you like this?
And all of a sudden,
I think that's minimum.
they're in control here. Jones Laing putting the power play on. Bruce and I came up with a clever term last year, Joanna, for the power play. If you defend the power play, it's the penalty kill. We like that.
Let's rephrase that. We thought it was clever.
Yes. The jury's still out.
Didn't see a lot of people climbing on board with us.
No. No.
A lot of free time up here in the booth. Joanne.
No.
Heavy, eh?
Just a hair.
I think Brent was looking to get a flop a little bit to the left
But
underneath
I
that
think if
guard.
anything, Chad, like we can roll away over there too,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So we'll see Catlin just continue to eliminate red rocks, and the penalty kill is in play here.
See, you're on board. I like it. That's good.
Will they get a short-handed goal, though? That's the question.
Is that the steal?
That's the steal, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Maybe we're pushing it a little.
We are.
Tight over there.
Yeah. He just threw it, so didn't go crazy.
Great end here for Catlin Schneider. His first 2 stones have been beauties.
You talk about rolling way over to the other red or even potentially making a double, but you have to expect Jennifer Jones is going to play a freeze to that stone that's buried.
No. Whoa, right off. Curl. Watch the roll,
in the
Shan.
ballpark,
I think
yeah.
it's rolling too far right now, but it's close. Yep.
Perfect.
Good.
Good.
I think I can chase that. No, I know.
I'm hoping for a hit and roll out of the rings.
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah. What are you thinking here?
Yeah.
Actually going to go around that.
I could get shot right on it, just on the corner.
Corner freeze.
That seems to be the better option to me. Anyway, what do you like here, Joanne?
I think it's kind of an either-or situation. We'll play the freeze as the plan A, but if it's a little bit heavy, he can always sweep it for line and try to tuck a piece around.
Are they going to be normal here, eh?
Testament to how
Got a 15
fantastic the
on
ice
Caitlin-
conditions have been
Catlin,
if
sorry.
they're potentially
Caitlin,
talking about
sorry.
coming around a
Just
rock
a
in the
bad
top of the
habit.
8-foot. That's a lot of curl.
Yeah. Line's real good.
It should be real close.
Room for the come around. Line's great. Yep. Whoa, straight corner freeze. Whoa.
Just bounced off.
We may have gotten caught in between there. It looked like Jennifer was calling line for the come around late and then didn't quite call the audible to try to just make the freeze.
Certainly use that. Did yell come around early. That's mostly open now. So all Shannon has to do is.
You can hit half and you're still probably okay. So
There you go. Just get it anywhere.
like I think
Heavy board?
Yeah, like if you're gonna throw just board, I think you go center.
Yeah.
But if you're throwing heavy board there,
All right.
center should be close to the board. Like I was good control, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Joanne, what is she looking at when she throws if there is no broom for her down at the other end?
So she was saying that she wants to aim right on the center line, so she'll be aiming straight at that center line. But that is the tough part about mixed doubles. Without a broom holder, you have to pick spots in the ice, which can be quite difficult when you're looking at the middle of a big, giant blob of color in the rings. It's definitely a skill you have to develop in mixed doubles.
Do you pick a letter in the distance somewhere on a...
Absolutely. Some players I've heard have looked at the backboards, so they line up where they want the broom to go. Let's say if it's on the edge of the 8, they look beyond that point to the backboards. If there's a logo, they can aim at a letter. The only problem is if the opposition comes and stands in your way.
Aim at their foot, hope they don't move.
And then hope they don't move. So it's engaging in a target, and it's definitely a skill that has to be worked on.
And a lot of times too, Bruce, you can aim at the edge of the rock. So if they're, in this case, they're throwing the in-turn draw, Jennifer might be aiming at the left edge of that yellow stone as we were looking at it a moment ago.
Draw, hey?
Yeah.
You spend most of your career, though, throwing to a broom, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Again, a whole different, it's a different sport. I mean, it's curling, but it's, you need a whole new set of skills if you want to excel at this level.
Light to me, no? Dead light?
Not heavy. Needs the 8 foot or it'll be 3.
Hard, Brent, it'll go. It's sliding. Sorry.
And that will be a big steal. And handshakes.
All right, there you go. Steal of 3, end a game. Big win. The youngsters pull it off. Birchard, Schneider. We'll have some bonus coverage on the other side of the break. All right, Shannon Birchard, Caitlin Schneider, a big win over Jennifer Jones and Brent Laing. Convincing from start to finish, 8-2 the final. And this team on its way to a quarterfinal matchup against Nancy Martin and Tyrell Griffith. They are standing by with Matt Cullen.
8-2 the score. Shannon Birchard, Caitlin Schneider with a win. They've booked their spot into the quarterfinals. Caitlin, I'll start with you. A convincing score, 8-2. What worked so well?
Well, we just got off to a really good start. They started with hammer, but anytime you can steal the first end, get the momentum going the other way. And I said at the 4th end break, let's just keep the pressure on. We felt like better draw weight, and Shannon played great and worked really well.
You've got a tough matchup coming up ahead. What's the key for the quarterfinal?
I think just keep building on what we've been doing out here. We had a great game here, so if we can get our draw weight quick and get our rocks in better spots than the other team, I think we'll have a really good chance.
Best of luck going forward. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
8-2. Shannon Birchard, Caitlin Schneider off to the quarterfinal as we move along here in Fredericton.
And Matt, we move along to some bonus coverage. It's a look at Kadriana Sahaidak, part of a team that was in the final last year in Leduc, losing to Laura Walker and Kirk Myers. They're in a tight one here.
Pull.
The weight's there.
Needs to curl. Line's good. Whoa. Line's good. Whoa.
Just to reset this matchup for you, Sahaidak and Lott, record of 6-1 through their pool play. Melissa Gordon, Kyle Kerr's record of 5-2.
Just lost handle.
Yeah.
That's good. Good weight.
Two young, energetic, really skilled teams here.
Yeah, I think you go middle of 4, edge of 4 almost.
Okay.
Edge of 4. You got it.
So now we're seeing the power play used in a much tighter scoreboard scenario. So as opposed to playing that tick shot on the first, we see Kadriana play the come around and just a little bit wide for the freeze, but still a good position for that first stone.
Hard, try and bring it back as far as possible. Hard, try and get it in at least.
Try to bury it.
Trying to get it to
That's pretty good.
touch the rings. They do.
Yeah.
So I believe Melissa was trying to make the freeze there, but it's still a pretty good result. She actually got her rock buried around the guard, so it's out of the way. It's also in the rings to be used potentially later in the end as a counter.
Joanne, you can hear the heavy breathing.
A little more.
You're playing twice a day for 5-6 days in a row, and you're basically active on every single shot. This is not an easy sport, is it, this one?
No, I find this sport, compared to traditional four-person curling, is a lot more physically taxing. You're responsible for several duties on the ice that are outside the realm that you normally would be as a four-person curler. And again, with the finesse, you're playing lightweight shots the entire game. So, and if you want to be on the right side of it, you want to be missing light, if anything, which means there's going to be a ton of sweeping.
You know, so maybe not a surprise that 4 comparatively young curlers are alive here in the elimination round with a chance to go to the quarterfinal.
Yeah, for sure. They have the energy, that physical fitness.
Yeah.
Okay.
And skills. You know, they're good players.
Hang a little more.
Okay. Throw good back line, Kyle.
Yeah.
You know, last year at this time, Kadriana, no one really knew of her much, and things have changed a lot. They end up going to one of the World Cup events, represented Canada, won the event, you know, over there in Sweden, beating Norway in the final. So all of a sudden, you know, you look at, although young, has had some great experiences since their first kick at it here last year.
Yep.
Weight's good.
Okay, well, yep.
They would be the favorite in this matchup for
Weight's
sure.
a little up.
Yep. Yes.
A little up.
Yes.
Kyle Kurz from the Assiniboine Memorial Curling Club.
Hard. Okay, whoa.
Former World Junior champ.
That's good. That's fine. You couldn't get any closer
Throw.
to the top.
Throw normal.
Normal?
Like firm. Keep it firm. Yeah.
Right on nose?
I want to try to roll it across.
Mike, I remember you and I last year being really
So
impressed
like
how
3/4
this
high.
Okay.
really slim guy in Colton Lott could just
less.
heave the rock with
I
such
knows that it's
power.
not the end of the world.
A lot of leg drive, very strong, good athlete. He's had all those qualities you need in mixed doubles. Well, both games, really.
Here it comes, lonely, no sweeper.
Don't yell hurry.
Hard on the red. Hard on the red. Hard. Get it out of there.
Can she?
Right out. Right out. Right out.
A couple of reds hanging around there on the couple of biters.
I was kind of thinking this.
Okay, but that's,
Right?
that's
Same weight I just played.
Okay,
It's the exact same shot.
Okay.
So all of the eyes here at Willie O'Ree Place focused on this matchup
I can
on
do that or
Sheet
just
B.
corner
Every other
freeze that
game
yellow
is,
too.
is wrapped
No,
up
I like
now.
this.
Okay.
Quarterfinals beginning to take shape.
How much do you have of it?
Third.
Okay.
But the problem stone is that yellow that is mostly buried. If it can hit
You like
and
this?
stay,
If you do.
could bring those 2 reds into
I
the
like it.
mix
Okay.
that are biters right at the moment.
Are they just playing a straight freeze here, Mike?
Look, I thought they were going to play a tap.
I thought they were, going to play a heavy draw, try to move it.
You saw in those scores Jocelyn
weight.
Peterman and Brett
Okay,
Gallant,
it's a lot
a
wider.
Maybe a
convincing
hair
win
more.
today. Former
A
champions.
lot wider.
They appear to be really
Wanna play
hitting
the back
stride.
one?
So
Nope.
quarterfinals are going to be good
Curl
tonight. You
or
can
no?
see them
Yeah, you're gonna
6
curl,
o'clock
you're gonna play the
Eastern
top one.
time,
Well, play the back one
streamed
for missing.
on
Yeah.
cbc.ca.
You're just taking the top one.
That was worst case scenario. Ticked the top one, didn't get it out,
I said,
and
Yeah.
really made it difficult now.
And they're going here, right?
Yeah.
Melissa attempted to call the audible and sweep and try to just remove the back one from play, but they got
Yeah,
a
he's
little
got
bit
the
caught in
double.
between there.
So we go top.
No, because I don't want to give them a double. They're going that way either. Could just
Nose hit.
nose it. Takes
Make
that one
them
out of
play the
play.
draw.
She goes here, then we just follow her.
Yeah.
I think so.
I like it.
Yeah, just normal.
It's normal. Okay. You got it.
So the force is in play. Sahaidak.
Challenge.
Oh, sorry.
No, so I was going to say the challenge is if they played the draw, where would they go and not leave a double? So I like this call. Safe as any. You agree?
Yeah, and you can hear them talk it through. If they play this, you're going to see an attempted come around to the wing, and then we'll just follow that and try to sit shot.
Hard. Hard.
She did yell hurry, did she not?
It was.
Well,
You said clean.
can't really get at that. They got to make a draw.
First I said, yeah, but then
Maybe you're two that way.
So
Or we play this.
I'm going to play right here. Don't call timeout.
They are a couple. Relationship tester, this mixed doubles.
Yeah, and the tough part about mixed doubles is that physical nature. You're sprinting around the ice, you're sweeping every rock, you're tired. It's very, very high degree of difficulty with the shot, so it's easy for emotions to run high, and they're
I think we'll never
debriefing
get that.
shots
We'll never get that,
a matter
but-
of seconds
You wanna
as soon
play
as
that
they're
one?
done, and you have no time to cool off. I can see Kadriana kind of laughing it off.
I don't hate it,
Okay.
right? As long as I get this one at least.
Okay.
Remember, a curler
Like it
told me
enough.
once, mixed doubles is the ultimate test of the age-old question
I don't know if I
of
can
how
see
men
it.
and women
Nice.
get along
I
under
like to
pressure.
would like to sleep it,
And there is that going on.
but it's hard.
It's a lonely sport. You
close
only
now
have your
there.
partner
I
to
don't
lean
like it
on
then.
and
You could do
yourself,
this.
and that mental toughness is extremely important.
Also.
So knowing what each other needs
think
and,
I like
and how your
this.
team works best as a unit is crucial in
Okay.
this
that's
discipline, even more so than the
Best shot,
four-person
'cause
game.
then, even if we're a second shot, just got to draw down winner. We might have a double or two.
Okay.
You like that?
Sure.
Okay. Give me the same ice you had.
So Kyle and Alyssa have used their timeout. They've talked through all their options, and they've settled on the come-around attempt. Try to sit shot rock here and hope for a miss, and potentially score there too.
Have to get second shot here at least. This comes up anywhere for third shot. There's no way to get two.
Yep. Yep. Hard. Keep it straight, Kyle. It looks really light.
This one is digging
Okay.
in
It's fine.
and dying.
Not an easy draw through here. If we can go right here, it's pretty good.
Because then she's got to just draw around it.
Just out turn draw.
Okay.
We'll go right, just cross center.
Okay.
And the one thing Kadriana is very good at is drawing. That was I watched. I was over at that event, the World Cup, and she just. And anytime there was a draw of any kind, she would put it almost exactly where they asked. So real talent for throwing those pressure
Full
draws.
12 is fine too.
Huh?
Full 12 foot's fine too.
Okay. Lighter the better.
Yeah.
She remains the youngest curler on the ice at age 19.
Definitely
looks light.
lighter. Yeah, gotta go.
Curling right away.
Really curling. Hard line. Really curling.
She kind of talked herself into that one, I think. As soon as you
Anywhere
use the
in that
words
path
lighter
is
the
okay.
better isn't a great option.
Good.
Yeah, you can see the
Sorry.
thought process. Kadriana didn't want to be heavy and leave an open hit. She wanted to make sure that Melissa would be looking at a couple of counters on her last. So in an effort to do that, she just went the other way.
Sorry, when we said lighter the better.
Wow.
I read it
Where are you nice?
right away, think. Just inside?
What?
Just inside?
Just inside what?
Center line?
I think I like a little less than that.
Okay.
Throw and peel?
No, I'll probably just throw control.
Okay, okay.
Well, they're going to hit the one
got
in the
it.
rings here and concede a point, so keep the hammer, 2 down. Interesting. What do you think, Joanne?
I've seen this done a couple of times. It's to prevent the other team from using their power play in the last end.
Hard.
So they feel they have a better chance to score their 2, even maybe 3.
Accidentally took one.
All right.
Well, going to be a good finish here. The only game that remains on the sheets here at Willie O'Ree Place. Final end coming up. Coming up after curling coverage, we'll head to Japan for the World Figure Skating Championship. The men's free today after the short program. Your leader is the guy who's pretty good with the basketball too here, Nathan Chen. He is loosening up. First place after the short program. Well, much to come here. A lot of this story to be told, actually. Final chapter, 8th end, 4-4. A spot in the quarterfinals on the line.
Okay, Line's-
Power play
Line's
in
good.
play for teams Sahaidak and Lott.
Make sure it's a 2, not too high. Line's good. Bring it a little bit
So
deeper, a
Melissa
little
and
bit
Kyle in a must steal position. You'll likely see 2 guards
that's
go
good.
up. Thought I might see a tick here on that center line, Rock.
I was
Right?
just thinking that, yeah. If you make the tick on your first one, you almost win the game right here.
Yep. Line's good. Whoa. Line's good. Yep. Yep. Line's great. Yep. Whoa. Whoa, line's good. Whoa.
It's good.
Like a double center is probably the way to go.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
right behind it. More. More, more.
Yeah, make sure it's tight.
So Melissa indicating that if Kyle were to slip in here, that
Where
wouldn't
is
be
it?
bad as long as it's buried. So she's hoping for maximum separation
all the
between
way
these 2
out.
rocks to
Really
make that
coming
double
down.
peel as difficult as possible. This rock looks like it's coming down though.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Yeah, Colton's, he has that weapon, big weight hit, and
I know.
now that there are, like the best way you describe that. So if, once you can see
can't
5
see
rocks, you can start hitting.
No, that
Good
was
way to remember.
Well, what do you
So
like?
5 rocks in play, and Lott is going to try to make this double peel.
Yes, in my first ever mixed doubles event, I was playing with Reed Carruthers, and I was having a very hard time wrapping my head around that rule. So he just explained very simply, when you can see 5 at the other end, go ahead and hit.
Even Bruce could follow along with that one.
I knew that was coming. I could smell it. Now, this guy loves to throw up weight shots.
Yeah, he's got the weight right. Made that look
Right.
easy.
Shot.
Really well done.
No sweepers, no problem. It's a fantastic shot by Colton.
Shot. Oh, sorry.
Ah, no. It's pretty tight.
Okay.
Anywhere's fine. You basically need a nose hit or a wide open hit, or excuse me, a wide open flash. So.
It's not bad. No, give me edge.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Still for the option of coming around the corner guard, I believe. Young Manitobans.
Colton Lott, 24 years old. His partner, Kadriana Sahaidak, 19. An awfully good position here.
Just a touch less.
So Team Manitoba abandoning the guard attempt, knowing that the likelihood of a missed peel is very, very slim. So they're going to come around this guard here and try to sit shot rock, I would assume.
A little corner freeze.
I can't touch it.
It's running real fast. Okay. Timeout.
Well, depends what Adriana wants to see on her last, where they go with this.
So I think
So
if
we
I
go
go
here.
anywhere over here, they're going to try to freeze, right?
Freeze.
And if I'm deep, then they freeze right on top.
Or we make the perfect freeze.
Yeah. I think I go, if I can go right here, it's okay. Then they tap. You'll probably have an open hit.
If they're going to draw, they have to get it into a spot where it would be better than the corner freeze. So it needs to be at least full 8.
Yeah, should be close.
No point going wide.
You got it.
Less.
This is a pretty precise draw for Colton, because if he's a little bit light, Team Manitoba could attempt to come around it, use it as a guard. And if he's a little bit heavy, there might be a freeze option available, which will actually narrow down the rings for Kadriana on her last rock. So the placement of this rock is very, very important.
Ideally, just top 4, bite the forefoot, I think.
I think that's a perfect spot.
Okay, line's good. All you. Line's good.
Weight's pretty close.
Okay, line's really good. Curling now. Yep. Yep, hard. Hard.
Just about ideal, I would say.
Yeah, that's
In terms
fine
of
too.
depth,
Just
anyway.
Open hit.
Yeah.
I think we go right here.
Okay.
Right. Back 4.
Try to get it half around.
I think edge of 8.
Yeah, with the late finish on the surface, it's absolutely possible to get at least a piece of this rock tucked and hopefully sit shot rock at the end of this.
Want to take a timeout?
No, we're good. I did.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Team Manitoba calling their last
edge of 8.
timeout. Every team gets 2 timeouts in this game. Not to
Yeah.
talk strategy, just to manage their clock. They only have about
Okay,
a
I can make
minute,
it up.
20 seconds left.
Nice and positive, edge of 8.
Okay.
You got it. Tell me the line.
Okay.
Melissa Gordon, her team's final stone here in the 8th end.
Line's okay, Kyle. Yep. No, line's good, line's good. Where is it? Yep, 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 yep. Hard for line. Hard for line. Hard, 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 hard. All the way.
Just freeze, just freeze, just freeze. Just freeze.
It's gonna be right beside
Yeah, I'm on it already though. That's all I could do. I couldn't get by, Melissa. If I got it by, I was right beside it.
Sorry.
Take your time. Good try.
Open hit. The reward for that nice draw from Colton.
So last year's finalists looking for a spot in this year's quarters. Final stone from Sahaidak.
Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard.
Boy, it's curling.
All the way. Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Just makes contact.
Never a doubt.
Couple of deep breaths. Well, down to the final stone, Sahaidak makes it 7 for the win. Back to wrap it up in a moment. All right, we continue from Willie O'Ree Place in Fredericton. All the elimination round games now in the books. 7-4 Sahaidak Lott over Gordon and Kurz. And the winners standing by ringside with Matt Cullen.
7-4 for Kadriana Sahaidak and Colton Lott. They continue their run here in the Mixed Doubles Canadian Championship. They join me now down at ice level. Kadriana, we'll start with you. We could sense a little bit of nervousness in your voice there on that very last stone. What was going through your mind?
I knew I threw it a little tight. So I knew he had to get on it right away to keep that line just to at least hit it. So I was getting pretty nervous. Yeah, as you could tell, obviously in my voice, a little squeaky there, but he held it pretty good and made the shot.
What do you need to do, Colton, when you see and hear Kadriana yelling like that?
Just don't stop sweeping. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just keep it going.
Quick question for you, Colton. After last year's run to the finals, life has changed a lot for you. You've been abroad now, representing Canada. What do you take away from this tournament, and what suits your game so well about mixed doubles?
What I can take away from this is just being able to play on ice that curls so much and you can make so many different shots on, and it definitely makes the game way more interesting. And and just like the whole rough around experience from everything that we've played in, and it's just been phenomenal, and we've been taking it from event to event and still doing okay.
And you continue on to the quarterfinals. I know they're cheering for you on the shores of Lake Winnipeg. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, back upstairs to Bruce to wrap it up.
All right, Matt, mixed doubles specialists right there. In our feature matchup today, back with Joanne and Mike, by the way, we saw Jones and Laing really struggle against Birchard and Schneider. Mike, Jones and Laing got out of the gate so slowly, and anytime they had a chance to even claw back a little, the other team had the answer.
That's right. It was a steal 3 right out of the gate that got them into trouble, and really the only time they had any pressure at all on Shannon Birchard on her last was this situation in the third end. And you heard Callan say before you threw this, I have confidence you're going to put this on the button, but it was a team shot.
Oh, it's there.
Callan judged it perfectly. And Shannon made no mistake, put this on the button, and that really kept their lead and kept control of the game.
You know, Joanne, Catlin had a really good, I thought, 6th end in particular. Good game, but in the 6th end, 2 really good shots, including this one.
Yeah, so Jones and Laing went for their power play, attempting to get a multiple score, and Catlin answered back with every single one of his rocks, making a great run back here and really shutting down the end.
Any idea, Mike, why a team like Jones and Laing, with so much experience, would struggle like they did today? What's behind that sort of thing?
Well, it's hard to say, but, you know, it's such a momentum-based game, this mixed doubles, and, you know, right out of the gate, I said it was a steal 3 to start, and they never did find draw weight, and there was an uncharacteristic miss for Jennifer Jones, who normally has draw weight in her back pocket. Just couldn't do it today, and easy win.
Well, there you go. Our quarterfinals are now set. You can see that tonight, 6 o'clock. It'll stream on cbcsports.ca. A couple of really good matchups there. I tell you, Peterman and Gallant looked superb today, playing a team that's undefeated. Campbell and John Morris, the Olympic champ. Birchard and Schneider against Martin and Griffith, and you saw Sahaidak and Lott. They continue. They want to make the final for a 2nd straight year. So the quarterfinals tonight, cbcsports.ca. It will be streamed. You want to talk some curling in just a little bit now at 5 o'clock Eastern. Devin Haru and Colleen Jones. Facebook is alive. It actually is live in the house. This is a fun show. Join in the conversation. Devin and Colleen are plenty entertaining. Good afternoon of elimination round action here at Willie O'Ree Place in Fredericton. As we mentioned, quarterfinals back at you tonight, 6 o'clock on cbcsports.ca. We say so long from Fredericton.